theme song.
Theme song. Yeah. Explosions. Lots of explosions.
Oh, great. I love explosions.
I'm gonna dubstep this.
Alright, hey guys.
Hello.
You are loud.
I am always loud.
Okay. This is us. We're back again. Well, not really back again, but if you remember, myself, Inspector.
Back again.
Back to the future.
Welcome back.
So
to the first ever podcast of
yeah.
what's this place called again?
This place? We're in a house.
This house?
This is in honor of the greatest TV show in the world,
Greatest.
Doctor Who. We are the 11th hour, even though there's only 4 of us, and this isn't at like 11 at night or in the morning.
Maybe after 20 we'll reach 11 hours.
It's
Maybe.
6 p.m.
You know.
It's 6 p.m.
Exactly. 6
It'll
p.m.
all make sense on the 11th episode.
Yeah, it'll be 11th hour.
I'll get fireworks.
We'll fill all the plot holes.
Okay, probably not. Let's leave giant.
We'll get trapeze artists. We'll have all these things, but you guys won't be able to see it.
Mhm.
But it'll be there.
And we'll have Derek's extremely Jesus hair.
Who?
What? I don't know who Derek is. What are you talking
Did I
about?
notice about your background just now?
What?
Scyther is a bug type, not a grass type.
Because it's like the
She just found a plot hole.
it's like the cards.
No, that's totally.
She definitely.
It's like the
found a
cards.
plot hole.
It doesn't matter. Scyther is a bug type.
Well,
So
okay. I mean, yeah.
And then Scissors is steel type.
Mankey is a fighting type.
Yeah.
And, that's not. So
Onyx is a rock type.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that
and
actually.
Sand is a ground type. I'm so upset at your background
And
right now.
no, he isn't.
Inaccuracies.
Yeah.
Gengar
It's-
is a ghost type. So
Not a
and
type.
Articuno is
ice.
an ice type.
Yeah. Look at all these plot holes.
I'm upset.
I'm pretty sure that there's an ice type
Speaking
card.
of plot holes,
I don't even know. I'm upset though.
I guess we might as well introduce ourselves since we're missing that big plot hole. Inspector, formerly Inspector Spacetime from a previous podcast that died out.
But that was way too long and we couldn't fit it on the name tag.
it was
Exactly. So it's just Inspector.
Hello. I'm Lone. That's me. Yeah. Hello.
Well, that was incredible.
Thank you for that.
Well, I guess I'm Quinn. I don't really know. Well, everyone knows why, but I'm not going to tell you.
Who snap?
I know why.
Them's fighting words.
And I am Pippin because Lord of the Rings is my favorite thing in the universe, and then some.
Except, what about Doctor Who? That's got to be up there.
I'm sorry, but the Doctor did not carry the ring to Mordor, so I have slightly less respect for the Doctor.
We still have a new Series 8 coming out. Maybe he will.
I will take it. I will take the ring to Gallifrey.
Giant fandom crossover. I need it. I need it.
I just want to see some fan art of like the police box in like a corridor in the Death Star, and then have like stormtroopers pointing guns at it, and then like have like a shot over like the shoulder of Darth Vader,
I'm almost certain it's something like that.
I'm
already.
pretty
Oh,
sure
nice.
I've seen something like that on
Yeah.
my Tumblr.
and have like the door slightly open with a hand and like his sonic screwdriver kind of out.
You just-
Speaking of Sonics as fighting weapons, quoting John Hurt,
They're not
they're-
water pistols.
they're screwdrivers. What are you gonna build a cabinet at them? Oh, John Hurt. Anyways, speaking of all the Doctor Who references that we've made thus far, we're going to talk about Doctor Who in general and the 50th, and maybe if we have time, even the Christmas special.
Sure.
Okay. So I guess my favorite Doctor personally is Matt Smith, just because that's who I started with, and the whole reason that this show is called because of his first episode. No big deal.
I watched it kind of weird. I like watched that one episode where what's her face? River Song was in, and then I watched all of Matt Smith, and then I went back and watched the first episode of Christopher Eccleston, and then I watched all of David Tennant's series.
You're just all over the place.
Yeah, I know. I'm just time traveling.
Yeah, whereas I began when they actually rebooted the series with Christopher Eccleston,
Mhm.
and so I've seen them all in order pretty much, and I guess even though I started with Christopher Eccleston, I still love David Tennant, because who doesn't love David Tennant, right?
Seriously.
I mean,
Mhm. I started with the Ninth Doctor as well, but after I heard there was more episodes, I stopped watching and went back and watched all the older episodes. So that was a good chunk of my life that I will never get back, but it was worth it. But I think my favorite Doctor is, it switches a lot. Right now it's kind of Matt Smith just because he's like, he's an awkward baby giraffe stumbling through time, and it's adorable. But for personality wise, I do love
I love
Christopher Eccleston just because he's more of a serious Doctor.
That's true. I love Matt Smith's like energy, like compared to like Tennant's, because I don't know, when you watch that episode where he changes into him, he's like, he's kind of, I don't know, he was kind of very depressed sort of Tennant, and he was like,
Oh, I'm
he
about
was,
to die.
yeah.
I should really be happy.
No,
right
I'm
now.
just
like...
saying, like, even before that, he was like more low key with like he would be excited about things, but I don't know, I feel like Matt Smith is more rad as a Doctor, and he'd be like, hell yeah, kick ass, gonna go through time and kick shit.
It's more like Matt Smith is like, oh shit, oh god, I did something. Bow ties are cool. Like, he's more.
Yeah, he does have a really good catchphrase.
He's very klutzy, I think, but he's adorable.
What?
He's totally
What?
Like,
What?
he is. He's just like the more clumsier Doctor.
No, that was David Tennant's catchphrase.
Oh, well,
I thought it was
did it.
Allons-y.
That too.
well, this is an awkward silence. Somebody
Yeah.
should go.
Don't.
We just
It didn't have to be awkward.
Turtles.
we had to
Turtles.
take a minute just to think about Doctor Who.
We just
Sometimes
remembered
it just takes our breath away.
But yeah. What I do appreciate though about Matt Smith's Doctor is in the second half of series 7, when we do see Clara join, they basically bring back a lot of old Doctor Who things. Like we go back to Akatan, we see the Ice Warriors come back, we see almost a redesign of the Cybermen. The Great Intelligence resurfaces again, and it's really nostalgic for someone like me. Plus, it also puts a new twist on it, which I think is pretty awesome.
That's just the benefit of having new writers and stuff, and joining the same time Matt Smith did.
Yeah. You know what?
But Stephen Moffat I've never been fond of, though. He can't write female characters very well. I mean, like, if you look at characters like Amy and Claire, like, they are pretty much, their entire characterization, and same with River, they're just focused around men. It's like, I have to, like, Claire even says, like, I was born to save the Doctor. Like, what kind of character is that to make? Like, oh yeah, let's make a female character and have her entire existence focus around saving the Doctor.
Yeah, I remember reading a post that basically said that as soon as Stephen Moffat took over, all his leading females, the story was all about them and their love, and they were the entire plot point. Well, if you go back and view like Russell T Davis's Rose, Martha, and Donna, the story isn't about them at all. I mean, you do have like a little bit of story about them, but I mean, you have them growing as characters, not every little thing about them.
But then, I'm pretty sure Donna Noble was said to be the most important person in the universe.
Yeah, but like her importance wasn't centered around the fact that she was a Doctor's companion, and her character was never focused around that. She was her own character with her own, cheekiness. Like, oh, she was my favorite character just because she's so crazy and great. And that's one thing that Moffat doesn't bring into his writing is he makes very bland, cookie cutter female characters that like Matt Smith has kissed like all his companions, including Rory, which was really interesting to watch. I squeaked a little bit there, but
he also, did he kiss what's his name?
John?
No.
Oh wait, no, Jack. John's the actor.
The one that he only sees like once in a while. Craig. He kissed him too. He was one of those like, you're brilliant, and then kissed him on the mouth.
I do love Craig, in all honesty. I want him to come back.
You know what I would really like to see as a companion is the girl from the 50th. Who's wearing I can't remember her name, but she's wearing the scarf.
Osgood.
Yeah, I think she's hilarious, and I would love to see her as a companion.
Well, I feel like when we saw her in connection with Unit, that if we see Lieutenant Brigadier come back, then we're going to see Osgood come back.
You know,
I would like to see her as a reoccurring character on the show with Capaldi. That would be an interesting.
I would really like to see the girl who was a thief from nearing the end of like Tennant's run. Like she seemed like she would have been his companion if the series didn't end with him. But because I don't know, she like got into a bus and flew away because the bus was flying. A flying bus.
You know, if people didn't know we were talking about Doctor Who, they'd be very confused.
The bus flying away. What?
Some
Yeah.
girl just flew away in the bus.
Well,
That's why we haven't seen
They were
her.
driving in a bus, and then the bus went through like a portal to like another world, and then they had to like put anti-gravity things on the wheels so that they could get back through because they couldn't drive on the sand that it was in.
Mhm.
And then she stole the bus and flew off because the cops were after her. And
Yeah, so everyday shit, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
typical.
Yeah, that's my life.
Doctor Who in a
Happen
nutshell.
again?
Frick. Yeah. But I don't know. She would have been pretty good because she was so like
Different.
it would have been cool seeing like the doctor being like, or them going back to like ancient Greece or whatever, or going back to the Renaissance and her like stealing a painting and then him being like, don't you do that, and then putting the painting back.
The Doctor having to constantly scold his companion for shoplifting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Put that back!
That makes me think of like the scolding in olden times, like the Shakespearean Code episode when they go there and it's literally Shakespeare and Martha, I believe,
Oh,
just like
I'd
flirting
love-
it up. And
I'd
it's
love
like,
Shakespeare. He was
We'll have a
hilarious.
good flirt later. Is that a promise, Doctor? 7 scholars just shot their arms up like.
Oh, and then speaking of the female companions involved with historical characters, Vincent and Amy.
Oh my gosh, Vincent Van
Oh.
Gogh. That was the one thing that I think Moffat did well. It was like the only good thing that he really brought. Like that was so sweet.
I think Amy is my favorite companion because I don't know. It's gonna be kind of cheesy, but it's like, you know how he was like, you were the first face that this face saw. Well, since I kind of started out with Matt Smith, it's sort of like that for me. So it's like she's kind of my favorite as well in that sense. But I don't know. I was really sad to see the two of them get zapped back in time and die.
I don't know. I liked Rory more than I liked Amy.
I liked Rory too.
Yeah.
I liked his
He's
like
so-
story where he was like,
Well, yeah, like
he's like, how long? He's like, how old is he? 1,000.
he's a centurion, so
The
over
last-
1,000 years old.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
was just waiting around.
Yeah,
And
later.
there was this one scene where him and the doctor are like sitting, and then he's like, how do you deal with like living so long and having all these memories? Just like I try to think about it. And it's like, yeah, me too.
But yeah, I watched all of up like to where we lose Rory and Amy, and then I went and rewatched the 11th Hour itself, and to see how much she's changed as a character is just
Rory?
yeah.
Yeah, he started out as the jealous boyfriend.
Yeah, I know.
but
You see him as like this like dorky guy who's gonna get nowhere in his life, and then he comes back and he's like,
Oh,
Still a dorky
that reminds-
guy.
yeah,
that
but
reminds
he's
me
like so
of-
badass.
you know that moment where like the three, like him, the two, like they were like growing up together, right? And then the other girl, and then she's like, isn't he gay? And
Yeah,
then
no,
he's
it's
just
like, why aren't you
he's
guys
like,
dating?
no.
It's like,
And then
because
he,
we're
like-
just friends, because he's gay, and it's like,
then he like walks out of the room, and then she looks at her, and then she's like, oh, and she's like,
he's in love with me.
that was an adorable moment. But,
Yeah.
Um.
So on to the 50th.
Oh yeah.
What was your guys' opinion on the 50th?
I want more adventures with the three doctors, Clara, and the Moment interface. I
So
thought that was a key.
What happened in it? Like I didn't watch it. So.
Okay, well, did you see the little hint about paintings?
No, I didn't watch anything about it.
Okay.
I've seen snapshots of like
Okay.
them doing like weird surprised phases.
Did you at least watch
Pretty
the
much
prequels, The Last Day and The Night of the Doctor?
I didn't watch those either. I missed the last like 3 like part 2 of season 7.
Yes.
I haven't.
You
seen
haven't
the last-
watched any of that?
I haven't really watched the. I think I might have watched the first 2.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have brought over my DVD. I have Series 7 Part 2 on DVD.
Crap. So that has like the last up until.
It has from the Bells of St. John, which I still don't get why it's called that.
What happens in that one?
It's based around the internet, Spoonheads, and the Great Intelligence.
Okay, I saw like 2 episodes with that new girl, Clara.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, we have Matt Smith. I'm trying to remember her. He's with Clara, and actually no, he's in his TARDIS, and Clara's working at the school, which little piece of nostalgia. That school is where Susan went to school back with the first Doctor. I loved that little nod. She's teaching at that school, and she gets a note from the Doctor, so she takes the motorcycle that she had from the snowmen and basically rides it into the TARDIS, and she can snap to open doors. Oh, those are good feels as well, because you'll see that eventually Matt Smith learns that you can snap to open the doors, which shows like true control.
Wait a minute.
What?
Remember that episode where River Song was in with David Tennant, and then he's like, "I seen the Doctor," and he snaps, and the door's open.
Yeah,
like, you can't snap to open a door with a TARDIS. Like, this was ridiculous.
Yeah, and then eventually,
then he just goes up to it, and he's like that, and then the door's open, and
it shows that he's fully involved with the TARDIS. And then when Clara does it, it shows that the TARDIS accepts somebody. The TARDIS finally
has gotten over its jealous girlfriend
Yeah.
stage.
remember when the TARDIS got turned into a girl?
Oh
and
yeah,
then
she's thinking about.
she's
the
like, "What's
Doctor's
my
wife.
name? Is it sexy?" And then she's like, "Well, that's what you call me all the time."
Yeah, totally. Anyway, so they meet up, and then Unit picks them up by a big giant grappling hook, and Lieutenant Brigadier calls the Doctor and is like, "Oh, we found your TARDIS in this field. We're gonna bring it to headquarters." And it's like, "I'm in the TARDIS." At least, well, not for long until he proceeds to fall out of the TARDIS.
Oh,
Because why not? It's Matt Smith.
yeah.
Exactly.
Clumsy baby giraffe.
Exactly. He's like, "I'm just gonna fall out and just hang off the edge." I don't know why I'm going.
His
like
first thing was like his
be-
first introduction is him hanging outside of the thing out of the TARDIS as it's like flying through them.
this. Yeah, I know.
And then
But
he's
he's
got,
just
like-
so like
Clumsy baby
clumsy and
giraffe.
dorky, and it's just so awkward and lanky.
Yep, makes my day.
Anyways, they're pulled to the headquarters. I can't remember where, and they're brought to the lower museum, where they see a bunch of paintings that are shattered with the glass breaking out, almost if like things were escaping.
We didn't say spoiler alert.
Put something.
Why would you
in-
listen to something like this? And
Yeah.
Well,
you're
yeah,
expecting
she
things
just-
to be
Basically,
spoiled.
this is a spoiler cast, so
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, basically. It's just it'll be like, it's like we're gonna talk about the 50th, but only talk about things that aren't mentioned in the movie itself. You know, it's gonna feature this many doctors. We'll just beat everything out in this like.
Oh wow, could you imagine?
That one part where beep.
Yeah, at the very Marimi beep, and it's like.
So, anyways, then what happened in that 50th?
The museum, shattered glass. If they, the brigadier tells them that there used to be people in the pictures, but there isn't anymore. Eventually, a time tunnel appears in the museum, and the Doctor, wearing a fez, which I thought was really cute, throws it through there, and he's like, "This is where this happens," kind of recollecting about something, and he ends up in the same time period as David Tennant,
Mhm.
who is back with
You know,
Queen Elizabeth I.
Wait. It shows Tennant, and he's back with.
Like that's why in the Shakespearean Code, at the very
Like,
end,
yeah, that's what I
where
was
the
gonna-
Queen Elizabeth first comes in and is like, "Doctor, you're wanted for death or whatever,"
Oh,
because
and
he basically
he's
abandoned
like,
her.
"Oh, sometimes
Yeah.
I meet people all the time, and maybe I haven't even met this person yet, but I have at some point in the future."
And they
So
actually,
that's what
yeah,
that.
I'm glad they
Did
patched
they really
that
set
up.
it
Yeah.
up that early?
well, I think Russell set that up for something if he ever continued writing, and then I think Stephen basically went through and picked out as many possible things that he could fill in as he could in the 50th.
Damn it, that's like very, very, very like early foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap!
But yeah, they get married, David Tennant and Queen Elizabeth I.
Ew.
It's adorable.
Mhm.
So wait, how many people has he married? He's like a polygamist, basically.
How many lives does he have? That's how many
Well,
wives he
I
can have.
guess so. That makes sense.
Wait, because he would have been married as the first Doctor,
Well, he
have
was-
a child, and then the child had Susan.
Yeah.
And then he gets married as David Tennant, and then he gets married as Matt Smith's River Song. Plus, everyone just ships Rose and Christopher. So it's just like,
Jeez. I guess if I was like living
Oh.
for like a long time like that, I would just be the biggest gigolo like that.
Gigolo?
Yeah, I'd go
give me a big
around.
gigolo.
Yeah. That would be. I wouldn't be the Doctor. I'd be the gigolo.
The gigolo. But yeah. Anyways, they meet up with David Tennant. David Tennant gets married. We see the Zygons infiltrating in both Matt Smith's time and David Tennant's time. And then eventually John Hurt goes through another time vortex, which we find out was set up by the Moment Interface, who looks a hell of a lot like the Bad Wolf, Billy Piper. Rose Tyler, there we go. Not Billy Piper.
Okay.
I'm just an idiot. Yeah, long story short, they eventually get to Gallifrey, and they discover that through the use of all 13 Doctors, that they are able to transport Gallifrey through time, forcing the Daleks to destroy themselves due to firing range.
Oh.
And they transport Gallifrey out of the Pocket Universe.
So wait, so there's still a time lock there, but just Gallifrey and all the Time Lords have been moved out of it?
Yeah, there's still time lock in there. Everyone that was in the past believes that Gallifrey has still been time locked.
Yeah.
But the Daleks are destroyed in the time lock. But like the cult Ascaro escaped and several others.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gallifrey has been moved out of the Pocket Universe into the real world now.
I thought that that was a bad idea. Like Tennant stopped that from happening at the end of his run. Remember, because it was coming through, and he's like, "This is not a good time for Gallifrey because they're all war people, and they're gonna
I think
be total dicks to everyone."
I never actually watched that, so I'm not sure how to basically respond to that. But
well, you guys remember it then, right?
More or less. I remember him saying it.
That was the whole point. Is he stopped them from coming back out of time lock. Because our planet appeared in the sky, and it was gonna crash into Earth or something.
Mm-hmm. But I think that he finally decided that you'll see that John Hurt can't handle how many children basically died on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
David Tennant chose.
Is John Hurt?
I believe he chose to not worry.
Is John Hurt the bad guy?
No, he's just he's the War Doctor.
He's the Doctor that was around during the time
John
war.
Hurt is the War Doctor. David Tennant is the one that regrets, and Matt Smith is the one that forgets.
There we go.
So wait, was he the one? Which one? Where does he fit in the timeline? Is he the one before Christopher Eccleston?
He regenerates into Christopher.
That's why 8 and 9 never had a generation. Regeneration is because he occurs between them, and it basically connected all of the continuums.
So does that mean that David Tennant is the 11th Doctor? And
yes.
Matt Smith is the 12th. And
no, you're forgetting Metacrisis Doctor. So technically, Matt Smith is the 13th. David is the 12th. Metacrisis is.
We're gonna have to name the show something else.
Metacrisis is 12. David Tennant is 11. Christopher Eccleston is 10. John Hurt's 9, and then so forth back.
Mm-hmm.
So, from actually something that I read, just gonna jump in here. There was a post by Stephen Moffat saying that in the Time of the Doctor, the Christmas special, Matt Smith is on his 13th and final regeneration. So there's speculation about who exactly Peter Capaldi is going to play then if he can't regenerate.
So there's been a lot of regenerations already, more than
there's
possible.
been 12 regenerations and 13 incarnations, which is as many as the Time Lords are allowed. But he could have. Well, also he used up a lot of one of his regenerations on
10-2.
Yeah, Metacrisis Doctor.
Yeah,
so
that means that he should be already up then, right?
No. What it means is that basically he can't regenerate anymore as of adding in the War Doctor. Because he should be out now.
Well, so. He also lost one with River Song, though. He brought it back to life.
Did he?
Yeah. So he's already up.
Okay. I didn't.
But I remember reading somewhere that Moffat said that there was something else that was making it possible for him to regenerate. And I remember someone had speculated, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But apparently, when people are kind of thinking about the incarnations of the Doctor, they're ruling something out. Mm-hmm. So there is something else. Somehow Moffat's gonna twist it into, hey,
Well,
you're gonna generate more.
because there's people that were like, oh, River Song donated all of hers, but I mean, she also brought him back to life, not regenerated him. So it might have taken more time, energy, and generation energy to bring him back to life.
How old is the Doctor?
900
Older, I think. He's older than that.
Well, he was 900 and something when he was David Tennant.
Yeah, that's
Because I just recently watched it, so I'm pretty fresh on that. So
He's
didn't he?
old as balls.
I know that he was he was alone for like a couple hundred years, wasn't he? When he was Matt Smith, like when he like left Amy and Rory, and then
Yeah,
it was like the first episode back was where he had them back was the one where they go to that cowboy like town of Mercy, and he's like
because he was pretty in and out about it.
yeah, and he was very like merciless with whatever he was. Like, he was gonna kill people and stuff, and they're like, you've been traveling by yourself too long. You need friends.
And wasn't he between the Wedding of River Song and the Asylum of the Daleks? He was gone for a while too because we saw the Pawn Life, which was pretty hard to bear.
Pawn Boy?
He was basically showing Rory and Amy being kind of pushed apart more due to her not being able to have a child.
Yeah.
They had a kid.
They had a kid, but
At the time.
yeah,
They didn't know.
they basically wanted to have a child, but due to what happened on Demon's Run.
Oh yeah, that was pretty it's pretty nasty, like pretty not so pretty. But I mean, that means they did stuff.
Well, yeah, that's why the finale of Series 5 is called The Big Bang.
So rusty on that
Because
Smith now.
they had sex that night.
Huh.
That was
It was
Stephen
a really
Moffat's
big
joke.
bang.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then during the time between the Snowmen and the Angels Take Manhattan, he went and basically did stuff by himself, and eventually went into hiding in Victorian London.
I feel like he always kind of like gravitates toward Victorian London and modern day London. It's like his favorite.
Well, it's a British TV show.
I can see why.
I know, but I'm just saying. I feel like it's a little biased.
But it's a British TV show.
Have they ever gone back to like samurai times or like have they ever gone to Japan and things like that? Like what are the places in the world that they've like visited?
Maybe the Doctor's racist.
Maybe.
Maybe. Like he's been to like pretty much all over Europe, right? Well, he hasn't been to like Russia. Wait, has he?
I cannot remember.
Has he been to Canada?
To Google.
I feel like the speaking of Canada, the Eighth Doctor, like the movie that was made in 1996, was filmed in Canada.
It was, but it was filmed for an American audience.
Well, so technically he came here, but
Yes, I guess that makes sense.
I think going to the Doctor Who wiki is just going to completely
there's probably a list somewhere.
make
that
you so
mentions
lost.
It's
where
very
it was.
diluted.
That's right.
Hey, while you're looking at that, we should talk about Captain Jack Harkness,
Oh my goodness.
because he's
Best
a character.
ever. Oh no, have you guys seen the Five-ish Doctors? Well,
No.
None of you have seen that?
What's that?
It is so funny. It's got the four the Doctors from the original series, and they're causing shenanigans because they're mad that they're not in the 50th special, and like it's just a jam. Like Sylvester McCoy is in it, and it's so good. And John Barrowman is actually in it, but he's straight with 2 kids.
Oh, so John Barrowman is the dude.
Is Jack Harkness, yeah.
Okay.
But in the Five-ish Doctors, he's straight with like 2 kids. I think it's hilarious.
Well, you
it's
know
really
what?
good.
Doesn't make sense to me. How come none of the old characters have ever appeared in Matt Smith's era?
Tom Baker. Tom Baker.
Oh, okay.
Tom Baker.
Well,
Because there is a lot of crossover of characters from between 9 and 10.
have any of you seen the spin-off series starring John Barrowman?
Yes,
Torchwood?
Torchwood
Yeah.
is so
Torchwood.
good.
Like, I really enjoyed that.
I actually watched the first episode a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Seems pretty neat. It's a lot. It's a lot. Well, it's more gritty, I guess.
It kind of just focuses on one area.
Yeah,
I was tough.
Got it.
I do think it's
Which
hilarious.
is also where it's
though.
filmed. The like.
That's what the studio is on, so I guess it's easy. I guess they didn't have a big budget, so they just filmed on the street. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because that Torchwood, the backdoor pilot for Torchwood was when, because the rift opened when the Slitheen came in, I believe, because the Slitheen wanted to harvest the rift energy. Maybe.
Well, Torchwood started like after that
Yeah,
werewolf episode.
Yeah, because the Queen started Torchwood, but we didn't get the Torchwood TV show because they were in Cardiff to study the time rift, I believe is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't see that official time rift actually appear in Doctor Who until I thought it was the Slitheen episode.
Could have been.
Might have been, because I know when the Slitheen died and we only had like the female Slitheen, can't remember her name. She still wanted the time of energy.
Well, anyways, Jack's pretty cool.
He's beautiful.
He like
Keeps him like Loki.
I think he wouldn't disagree with you there. I'm pretty sure he thinks he needs to make love with everybody.
I feel like in that show, like I was talking to someone that watches it pretty regularly, and they're telling me that they think they write the episodes around him making out with someone. So it's like, so he's gonna make out with this person,
That wouldn't.
and then
This is how
And
it's gonna
then-
happen, and this is what's gonna happen afterwards.
around that.
I wish people would write episodes of me making out with people, and then just make my life around that.
Well, I mean, there's a will. There's
There's no way. I just have to become a fictional character, and then my dreams can come true.
there you go. That's not gonna be so. Doesn't sound too hard.
Are you finding anything on whether or not Doctor Who ever leaves?
Well, he goes to he's in Canada for the movie.
But
I
well,
thought.
is it based in Canada? The movie. I feel like Doctor Who episodes are movies in their own. Cause like, they're pretty long.
There's this little silence in our podcast.
I'm just
as
gonna
we
make a
search.
moment.
British American Canadian film. That's just super complicated.
Co-production between BBC Worldwide, Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, and Fox. It premiered on CITV in Edmonton.
Represent.
Backdoor pilot.
This podcast has been brought to you by delicious popcorn. Eat it while watching movies. Yum. Hey, who's that? Have they made any other like spin-off shows of?
Sarah Jane Adventures and the Canine Adventures.
So he's in San
That
Francisco?
makes sense. Because there's like that in the last or not the last episode. Well, it's nearing the end of David
it's like
Tennant.
all San Francisco.
They're like,
So we have the answer. The Doctor went to America like once.
no, he's been there a couple times.
Yeah,
What?
like in the
Like-
Apostle Astronaut Day of the Moon. They're in Roswell.
He also went there during like the 1930s. And he went.
Well,
yeah.
either way, we don't care about America.
It was when
that
he
much.
met those pig people, and like the Daleks are trying to like make their own race again, and then they made the human
Oh,
Dalek.
and the Angels Take Manhattan.
And then, yeah, so they've been there a couple times.
I guess.
Oh, the episode you were talking about was Evolution of the Daleks.
Yeah.
And the other one, whose name escapes.
What was I talking about before that?
I guess he doesn't need to move because trouble always comes to him.
Yeah,
So
pretty
he
much.
just stays in one place.
There you go. That makes sense.
He's trouble now.
Oh, yeah, the other spin-off shows, because so is there a show about like they have a computer named Mr. Smith, and there's like K9, and then she's got a son.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
Sarah
that's the
Jane
Sarah
Adventures. Racy's Sarah Jane and her son Luke, who has like powers or something.
That's like
What's his power?
that's like a kids show.
I watched like one episode. It's like
Yeah, I used to watch it.
yeah, K9 and Company, Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, K9, and then the two spin-off shows, Doctor Who Confidential and Totally Doctor Who.
I don't think K9 did very well.
I doubt it.
Plus, okay, that makes sense now because they had all these different like characters popping up, and I didn't remember like who that person was and like why like I felt like it was a big deal, and I was just missing something because I knew about Torchwood, but I didn't know about that. You know, what's her name? Martha Jones. How like I feel I don't know. Does anyone else get kind of bothered by her?
How so?
Well, how she's kind of like she seems so jealous of Rose.
Well, you would be, because Rose left such a big impact in his life.
Yeah.
You feel like you're stepping into shoes that don't fit. She does show it way more than she should.
Yeah. Like.
But I really liked her anyway.
Yeah, I liked her too, and like, but it's just I don't know. There was this one part where they're all talking on like Skype or whatever, or they're on webcam, and like Rose didn't have a camera, and then she's like, they're all like, "Oh, Martha Jones, you traveled with the doctor, so you must know all these things about him." And then Rose is watching it, and she's just like, "I travel with the doctor too," so like nobody can hear her or see her because she doesn't have a webcam.
Oh. But yeah, Luke Smith was created by alien species from thousands of DNA samples. It's like what?
Oh, he's not.
He's called the archetype.
He's been created from thousands of
DNA samples, and he has
so
remarkable intelligence.
So he's not human, or does he have?
Well, he's human. He's just not her biological son. She's adopted by him, or she adopts him.
Oh God!
I'm going to adopt you as my mom.
Alright, I guess that's kind of neat.
And I thought it was cute how Matt Smith cameoed in or he guest starred in A Sarah Jane Adventure.
Did he?
That must have been a pretty recent one.
The death of
Oh yeah, she's passed away.
What? Yeah, that's why she's not in more episodes.
Yeah, well, that's why she wasn't in the 50th. Because I'm almost certain
she would have been. Yeah.
Is everyone else passed? Like it did Captain Jack Harkness
William
passed away.
Show.
William Hartnell is actually passed away, and I believe the second Doctor is.
Yeah, there were a couple that had.
Is Martha Jones passed? Like,
I mean, like I like that they used old footage of the Doctors in the
They're
TARDIS, but they
not
didn't
doing
have to with like ones like Christopher Eccleston and stuff, but they did anyway.
Wait, because
and they could have at least made them all the same color instead of the three that just being in color and the others.
Yeah, because they had all 13 Doctors appear in it. Just the only Doctors that actually acted in it were Peter, Matt, David, John, and Tom.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah, only like 5 of the Doctors actually acted in it.
I feel like they could have gotten Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, and I guess Paul too, because he was in the little prequel.
Mhm.
But yeah, you think they would have like?
I don't know,
because they had 8 War, 10, 11, 12. They could have had.
They really could have
had 9th at least after.
He was like the kickstart.
But
I'm pretty sure that just no one.
Maybe they just have a problem with him.
I feel like Christopher
he was in it
Eccleston.
for like 2 seconds.
He was basically like he's basically a diva with the show because he didn't want to return for the 50th.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to have anything to do with it after this one
he only wanted to do one series. Well, Matt and David were like, "I love this. Let's keep going."
Yeah.
Does
he only wanted to do one series, and that was it.
Because his career is so much better now. He's left, right?
Yeah. What is he? I feel like I've seen him in something else.
He was Destro in G.I. Joe. He's in Thor 2.
Yeah. Who did he play?
Like the Beast or whatever.
The Beast?
I can't remember the exact name.
Yeah, you get to be in a movie with a bunch of good-looking guys, but you get to be a monster. So.
Yeah. I feel like,
you could probably just click on the link of his name, which is currently sitting like right. No, can you see
He's
it?
not one of the most famous Chris's in the world. You won't find him.
Up. No, turn. No, down. No, go right. Right. Now down.
There it is.
We got it.
I didn't even see that there. Yeah, Thor: The Dark World. He plays Malekith.
Oh.
He's in G.I. Joe.
Oh, isn't that the Dark Elf?
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Okay. I didn't even know that. That's a pretty big role. I didn't even know it was him.
And he was in Heroes as well. Like in 2007. So we all watched Heroes.
I watched Heroes. That was a good show. Well,
what was Heroes?
Nearing the end, it kind of got a little shitty, but
yeah,
it started out pretty good.
Only a little.
We're kind of trailing off. We were going to talk about what our opinion was on the 50th.
Oh yeah, we get distracted by like.
We got distracted by whether or not the Doctor ever came to Canada. But
We just want like Canadian rep, basically. Okay, yeah. Opinions on the 50th.
matching.
I guess the use of Rose Tyler or Billy Piper as the moment interface, as opposed to giving us a proper proper Rose Tyler appearance. Yay or nay?
I did not like that at all. I was upset because, I mean, like, the trailers for the 50th made it seem like they were going to be together talking, you know, and it was just like, I was most excited for that, to see what happened to, 10-2 and Rose after the fact, and it was just, nope.
Did they not talk?
I guess I understand
No,
why they
she's
did it,
not
but at
there.
the same time, they so could have.
Yeah.
Like, it's the 50th.
Like,
Anything could have happened.
Yeah, I read, and it's like he didn't wanna basically continue what Russell T Davies put out.
So he didn't want to give people what they wanted.
Yeah, it was his story, and he didn't feel like he should wreck it. But at the same time, we all wanted that.
Wanted what?
We did.
We all wanted Rose Tyler to come back and be like, "I love you."
I wanted
Doctor.
I wanted him to say it to her,
She wouldn't have needed to because she's got a doctor of her own.
but
Still.
we wanted.
It's
not.
It's not
he
good
was
for
still
you.
he was still alone though.
Yeah.
Part of it. Basically, that's kind of like he's kind of like the doctor's
It's not about
son.
her needing him.
sort of.
It's about him wanting.
Yeah. And like, the only thing that I was like kind of okay with was when, the War Doctor, talked to her and said "bad wolf," and just the look on
his
10 and
Yeah,
11's faces,
and then it just ends, and it's like, I wanted resolution to that.
like just the way that his face just like completely drops and he looks around.
like-
that
he's like,
was
"Bad
heartbreaking
wolf."
for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I liked the moment interface, but that hurt though when when 10th was made reference or made aware of the Bad Wolf, and it's just like, can you please have some resolution to that in the 50th instead of just like forgetting that ever happened? Because they just had that point, and then it's like, nope, it's forgotten about, and it's like, David wouldn't actually forget about that if you think about the way that he acts about companions.
Well, he didn't by the look on his face.
Well, yeah, he's just kind of like Bad Wolf. And she's like right behind him the entire time.
I know they did that.
Hey, did they have to write around the fact that Eccleston didn't want to come back? Like, do you think they
If they did, then they did a good job of that.
yeah.
Do you think they originally wrote it for like the 3 of them being there?
You mean 4? If you count
4 of
down
them,
there.
yeah. But I meant from the series.
I could have seen it, but
Yeah,
It wouldn't
it
have
might have
been-
been pretty crowded though.
yeah, it wouldn't have been the same because it wouldn't have been like the War Doctor, the one that regrets, the one that forgets. Like it'd just be one random guy in there, the one that
Well,
did not really that
The
much.
one,
Yeah.
I think
The
he,
really angry one.
I think he would have been, the one, because as we see him, he's by himself and he's trying to do nice things.
So the one that got by, I guess.
The one who's still trying or something like that.
The one that's starting fresh.
The one that cried, the one that tried.
The one with big ears.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically.
He could have maybe just been in it, but have maybe taken it back.
Yeah, they used like a 3-second clip of him, and I'm like, take that. Take.
Yeah. We're not paying you for this.
You're in here
Cause-
whether you like
Because
it
they
or
did
not.
the first 3 Doctors and the first 5 Doctors, so technically they could have fit in. But then that would have been a crowded cast though, with having the moment interface and Clara.
He could have been in it, just maybe not
Like they could have.
They
like
maybe
he could
would've
have come
just-
in at the end.
They would have just wrote it all differently, maybe,
Yeah.
instead. So that it would have.
They're just like, do you want to be in it, Chris? No, okay, never mind. We wrote it without you anyway.
Okay, instead of the Zygons, which villain would you have liked to seen in the 50th? I
Well,
couldn't handle the Daleks episode. I'm sorry.
technically, they were in it anyway.
Yeah.
Gallifrey.
Like I love the Daleks. I love the Daleks. It's just it's
There's
Oh
only
my
so much
God.
of them you
Oh,
can
yeah,
take.
it's kind of the same story.
That spider lady from the first.
Oh, the Rachnos.
Yeah.
That the Rachnos.
I just like the goofy looking ones. Like
Yeah.
the Oods that have
Oh, yeah.
I know they're like-
The Ood, were the Oods in it?
No.
No.
I would have loved
I
that.
thought they
though.
were a big. Oh, that's right.
I don't know why.
I felt
just
so bad
loved
for them, like when they in that episode where it's like they're born with their brains in their hands. They have to be able to trust people with that.
How
type
do
of
they
thing.
pee?
Obviously, oh man, they probably don't wash their hands. Ah, don't touch their brain.
What else? What did you guys think of the little clever thing it did with the two names of the painting that become one name?
I didn't expect it really. Although I didn't put much thought into the name. I was just like, what just happened? Rather than just, oh, I'm gonna focus on the name of the painting. But it brought some peace, I
Yeah.
guess. It gave Tom something to talk about. And
I thought it was cute having him there at the end as the museum curator, where we had Matt Smith earlier say it's like, I like this museum, I could ever be a curator for this, and then it goes and it's like, Tom Baker curator.
I thought he laughs in the face of archaeologists.
Oh yeah, with River Song.
You know how like so it's the doctor isn't his real name, right?
No, it's just a title he took on.
But you know some of the other named Time Lords, like besides the Master, those are their real names, right?
Like Ramona and Razwan?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what do you think the Doctor's name would be if it's something kind of like that?
Herschel.
Herschel.
That'd be really. I feel like it would be kind of an older sounding name, just due to Wake. The
Due to Wake.
The images he takes when he's reincarnated. Like.
Well, at the same time, it would have to sound alien, kind of like feminine. Unless, I don't know. Maybe we take our names from Time Lords.
What if it was like Tiberius?
Hello, I'm Dave. Dave the Time Lord.
What's your real name, Doctor? Bob.
Whoa, you guys have names like humans? Actually, you guys have names like Time Lords.
My name is Richard, but you can call me Dick. Dick the Time Lord.
Reginald.
Reginald the Time Lord. That'd be a great time.
What is twerking?
A great time.
Oh my goodness, that makes me laugh. Typing in what is the doctor's name and the first thing comes up.
What is the Doctor Woohoo? What is the Doctor Woohoo?
No, but like, it's like, what is... Hold on. What is twerking?
What is Illuminati?
What is the meaning of life? We're talking about.
No, don't look up twerking.
No.
Now I'm thinking about the Dr. Torchwood.
Oh.
Oh, good God.
Now you're thinking of all the doctors.
In a line.
Clara, look what I can do.
I can't type. Why can't I type?
She can see them all she can see his entire timeline.
The Doctor. Well, we know the name he takes, like, other than the Doctor, the one he takes on, right?
John Smith. It's the most common name in the world.
That's why, well, Muhammad is the most common name in the world, but could you imagine walking around?
My name is Muhammad Smith.
Well, I mean, for like a Caucasian dude.
Well, I think it was maybe a little nod when he takes the name John Smith, and like one of his longest running companions was Sarah Jane Smith.
And then Matt Smith becomes the and then we see that Rose Tyler's boyfriend is Mickey Smith. Are you shitting me? And then
she really is the most common name.
And then Sarah Jane Smith is leaving, and she's like, "Gotta have a Smith always in the TARDIS." And then Mickey's like, "That's me right here." That's funny. Hey, you know, Mickey ends up with what's her name? Sarah Jones. Or no. What? Not Sarah Jones. They're like 60 years different. I meant not her. Frick. Martha Jones. That's what I meant.
So Smith and Jones.
Just like the episode title. So yeah, I thought that was cool that they ended up together. I've never seen it. I remember our friend Brad tried to tell me that the Doctor's real name is John Hurt, and I'm like, no, that's not his real name. That's the name of the War Doctor. And he's like, no, that's his name. It's right there. He looks like
you sounded so much like Brad when you said that.
What?
When you said, no, that's his name right that.
No, that's his name right there.
That's exactly how he talks.
He looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Wow, I need to
Okay,
have like that
speaking
in my
of
life.
evil doctors, I want the Dream Lord to come back.
No.
That was
I
one
liked
of his
it. So
hard.
personalities that like hit in his head.
You didn't like the Dream Lord?
I thought it was interesting. I was like really like I wanted to know what's going on. I was
Yeah.
so confused.
I liked it, but I was really like
The idea.
I feel like that's classic
used to
Matt
be.
Smith era where it was just a mind fuck for every episode.
yeah, pretty much.
Is there just are these just memes about John Hurt?
I don't know what to say to this. Introducing John Hurt is the reason we want time travel invented. Introducing John Hurt is the man who made us miss the start of Eurovision.
Yep.
Introducing John Hurt is the reason our remote control is buggered.
Yep.
Introducing John Hurt is the man who made us shout at our telly on Saturday.
Yeah.
Introducing John Hurt is the cause for bloody headache. It's just like, who has this time on their hands?
Oh, it's the
Well, people who sit
People
on their
have-
computer for more than
people
5
have
hours a
their
day.
entire life.
It's us, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, is that really our thoughts on the 50th? Or anything else that you want to say about the 50th before we talk briefly about the Christmas special?
I'm excited to watch it. And
Yeah, you
You
just
better.
behind.
well, I'm the party.
I mean,
Like people who haven't watched
it was
can listen to
spoiled.
this and I can be them. So it's okay.
And be spoiled. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha.
It's like, oh, I saw that coming.
We gave you the whole episode, so
Okay.
you don't have to watch it anymore, but you're still in the same boat as Derek.
I'll make sure to drink heavily after this, so I'll just forget it.
That's a solution for everything.
And then you'll accidentally watch the podcast again, or listen to the podcast, and you're like,
Oh, what's this shit?
now I have to drink again.
Damn these Whovians, they drive me to drink.
So yeah, what's this Christmas episode? Oh, so this is the one where Matt is gonna change into.
Yeah, he's supposed to regenerate into Peter Capaldi in this episode. And
So have you not seen it? So it hasn't come
It's
out
not
yet?
out
the
yet.
25th.
It's a Christmas episode.
they
out
aired
yet.
the 25th.
Well, jeez.
I wish it was out, but
We'll have to time travel.
I'm not ready for
Okay.
it.
yeah.
I'm definitely not ready for it.
Basically, it sees Matt Smith traveling to a town called Christmas, but this planet, like in little spoiler that it gives us, it's the planet called Trenzalore again.
Trenzalore.
Yeah, where he's supposed to be buried, and like his name is supposed to be revealed, and people are like, Doctor Who. And
You're never supposed to visit your grave.
he already did.
You're a Time Lord.
Spoiler.
What? When was this? Was that in the 50th episode?
No, in the name of the doctor.
Were they all just
No.
hanging out there?
In the
And
name of the doctor.
hey, this is where we're gonna die, boys.
But anyways, it sees the Dialects, the Leafing Angels, the Silence, and the Cybermen all in one episode.
Wait a minute. Don't Time Lords like burn each other when they die so that people can't?
Yeah, you're supposed to burn the body of the Time Lord.
So then how does he have a grave? Is it like, oh, he died in this body of water?
I guess you could bury
Well,
ashes.
If
I guess.
if you watch the name of the Doctor, you see that his TARDIS has elapidated into its true form, which is like this giant TARDIS.
Oh,
So basically, the inside has become the outside, and now it's like
so
its actual
just a big
size.
thing. So there's no walls and things to it.
well, no, it's like a giant TARDIS.
So there's like a Is it like a giant building then? Because
Basically,
there's like a Apparently there's a library and a pool in there.
yeah.
Or a pool in the library. I
And
don't
when you
know.
go in, he doesn't have a body; he just has time stream. Yeah, see, that's the window of the TARDIS.
Is it? Like when it turns into a.
That's just the broken window.
Oh.
I
He's
believe.
looking at
Why?
a picture for the Doctor, for those who can't see anything,
Yeah.
aka
You got,
everyone.
like basically,
Actually, you know what? We should put a picture on the video so people can.
because
actually see
basically for every episode of Series 7, they printed a movie style poster and wrote the one for the name of the Doctor, which has the Doctor's face through a broken window.
it. You know, I liked that episode where like time was all like screwed up and like it was all happening at once, and he had like a beard and long hair.
Oh, that was the Wedding River song because River prevented his death,
Yeah, that was good.
and it's just like everything's together at once. Yeah. But yeah,
But he looked good with slightly longer hair. I thought it was good.
I think you
That's 'cause
feel
it
that
looks
way
like
about
you.
everyone for some reason.
Because long hair is
I wonder why.
awesome.
Lone has really long hair. He's Jesus.
He's beautiful.
He's beautiful, Jesus.
Oh,
Majestic
stop.
He's like
unicorn.
Continue.
he's a majestic unicorn
on
to go
and
along with
enjoy
Matt
it.
Smith's awkward lanky giraffe.
Giraffeness.
giraffe already missed.
Okay, and finally, before we do close off, because we're almost at an hour, which is pretty awesome.
Oh no, close off.
If you were a companion of the Doctor, what's one place you'd want to go?
I know your guys' answer.
Man.
Let's go to Canada.
Let's go to Edmonton.
Yeah. Let's go to Marshall.
Doctor, let's go visit my hometown, Lloyd.
Doctor, can you come pick me up and let's go like 2 blocks away?
I don't feel like walking. It's too damn cold out.
Doctor, come pick me up. I think, honestly, if I could go anywhere in time and space and try this with the Doctor, I'd want to go to like the edge of the Milky Way galaxy and just kind of view everything from like a smaller point of view to show that we're just one small piece of the universe. I think that would be really amazing.
I feel like I couldn't do just one trip with the Doctor.
No.
I know we can't.
No.
We can't.
A whole weekend just the Doctor.
I just wanted I want to do serious trips, and then I'd want to do like trips where I'm like trolling people, going back in time, and like tripping historical figures.
You know what I'd really like
this
to
is
do?
one small step for. Oh crap!
I'd be like one of the. I want to be one of those guys that makes a historical event happen. Like, there's a picture of a dude, and it's like he's like a fisherman, and then there's like he has his ear cut off. And it's like, I cut his ear off, and it's like that's why it's a picture of that.
I would like to go back in time to when Jesus walked the earth and just take a bunch of selfies with him, like I'm with Jesus.
Or like Mona Lisa.
Season of 2000 with Jesus.
The reason the Mona Lisa is smiling was because I like walked in and told a funny joke.
You farted too.
Yeah. Just something like that, you know.
Yeah, so the world as we know it could just be made out of jokes.
Yeah, people going back. You know why?
People think
Actually,
it's all artistic, but it was just
maybe the reason
lone walking around doing stupid troll stuff.
There's like cats in like all the Egyptian pictures
Yeah.
because someone went back in time and like put cats everywhere.
I feel like that'd be.
I can have cheeseburger.
I feel like the only reason that the Egyptians love cats is because Desiree is like cat selfies.
I'll bring my I'd bring my iPhone and be like, hey, come watch this meme. Look at this meme. Look at.
And they'll be like,
It
oh,
wants
praise
the
beautiful
cheeseburger.
cats.
Hey, what if the Egyptians like they didn't worship cats? They just thought they were funny and just put pictures of them everywhere. And then, so what if in the future people think that we worship cats because we have all these videos and stuff about them? Or in reality,
Yeah,
we're
they
just
saw
like,
a glimpse into the future, and it's just this kid like watching cat videos. They're like,
Yes.
this must be. how it
I
is.
can just like imagine Cleopatra being Desiree, being like, fucking love cats.
maybe you were desert, or
I'm a descendant of Cleopatra. I'm just the reincarnation of Cleopatra, and that's why I have 2 cats, and I hold them high above my own life.
Wasn't there something where like
Or maybe in the future the Doctor will come and pick me up, and then I'm actually Cleopatra.
who was Cleopatra? Isn't there a Doctor Who episode about that?
Yes, River Song pretends to be Cleopatra.
Yes, that's it.
Wait,
wasn't she was Cleopatra? Like
No, she faked being Cleopatra.
What happened after she died?
I can't remember what episode it was. I think it might have been the one where Rory became an Autumn and had to do with the Pandorica.
We watched it here.
That's cool.
You, me, and Moon. We watched it here.
We did? Oh,
We did.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Okay, yes, we did.
We all watched it together. It was a bonding moment.
Well, anyways, on that note.
On that note, yeah, that's really it for Doctor Who. I guess one other final thing that I want to plug out is that we need to finish our episodes. Me and Quinn are writing a Doctor Who episode 2, actually. No big deal.
Like fan fiction?
Yeah. It's gonna be
Except with less sex.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, he just lost a subscriber.
With less sex.
Yeah.
It's me unsubscribing on my own. But yeah, check us out. We're all on Tumblr. Are you on Tumblr, Derek? You need to get a Tumblr.
Get there.
The 3 of us are on Tumblr.
I am not.
What? I thought you were on
I
Tumblr.
was on Tumblr.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better.
What's I don't know. Maybe I'll make a Tumblr under Lone something.
Okay. Well,
Usernames are difficult to find.
Yeah.
myself.
You'll have to be alone
myself
with like 12
and Pippin
or
are on
something.
Tumblr.
Yeah.
It'll be...
And we reblog everything and anything that's beautiful.
I have 3 blogs, so follow the one I actually use on a regular basis.
We'll leave links below. Yeah. Well, until next time. This has been the Inspector.
Everyone's looking at me. Pippin, hi.
Quinn, goodbye. Even though she just said hi.
We're just closing off.
Lone, das Fandanzia.
What?
That means goodbye.
Oh.
And this has been the 11th hour. Catch you guys next time.